Hey! Guys, welcome to another episode with the Presidential Cabinet. Whoop, whoop. In ACS Locked In with us. Come on. Guys, I'm your outgoing PR and media officer, Jenny, and I'm here with...
Aneesa.
And Tani.
Who are you guys?
Oh, sorry. So I'm Tani. I'm the vice president. The outgoing vice president. Yeah, sorry. And
I'm Aneesa, the outgoing president.
Woo! Okay, I'm so happy we're finally started. You guys don't know this, but we've been here for like 40 minutes.
4 minutes.
It's alright. Bomo had to come. Thank you, Bomo.
Shout out, Bomo. Thank you so much.
You.
So, guys, let's start off. Why did you guys run for your role? Like, I remember you guys' campaigns. 4 minutes of just wow.
Oh.
How was it?
Thank you. Do you want to go first? Should I go first?
Sure. Well, at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to run because what I felt was that I lived off campus first year, so I thought that, you know what, I'm not as well known as the other characters that I know were gonna run for presidency. So I thought, you know, who am I to go run when a lot of people don't know me yet? But then I remember going to, I think it was engineering room one time, and I met a lot of my friends, and then they were talking about, oh, who's running for presidency? And there was someone that was running, and they were like, oh, like, I'm going to beat you. And I was like, oh, what? Once I heard that, I said, yeah, I'm running. So the competitive me said, I'm running because I'm going to show people I can do something, I can win. And so I ran, but my actual reasons into running was because I felt like this is something I could just genuinely lead. Like, once I did Afro-Fest for ACS in my first year, and I realized that this is such an amazing society, and this is what helped me like form a lot of friendships and connections. I decided that this is a society that I want to like move forward and take into the next step. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna run for president.
What about you, Tani? VP?
So I initially said that I'm definitely not running for ACS. Like, people kept telling me to run. I was like, I refuse to run for it. This is the year that I'm just gonna relax and chill and focus on my studies. But I didn't end up doing that. And I think the reason why I ended up running was because I just felt like I really care about like the legacy of kind of ACS, you know. And at the time I was looking at it, I was like, I felt like ACS can be taken to so many great heights, you know. And I had so many ideas and things that I wanted to implement. And I can only thank God that like we were able to build on the work of the previous exec. So I think my main reason was just wanting to see like a society like grow and be better. Like I've always kind of the person who always wants to run for something. I did prom committee when I was younger. I would do school council. So it was like this was another opportunity to kind of use my skills to help something. So yeah, that's my reasoning.
Great. So you guys, VP and Pres, these are big boy roles. How has that been?
Much. I feel like that would
Guys,
describe it well. Much.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm really grateful that the VP was Tani, and that me and Tani are very similar.
Yeah.
And I'll always say this to her, and I'll always say it to everybody, like, the president and VP need to become besties. You have to in order for it to work, because it's so much pressure that you need someone there with you. And I feel like even if you're not besties at the beginning, like, you need to work on becoming close. But me and Tani were friends beforehand. And I feel like in my head, this is like the first like girl
I think so. First girl president ever.
Yeah,
I believe.
Caribbean as well.
And also, like, both of you guys being girls, like,
trailblazers.
Girlhood.
And I feel like, and I feel like it needed that, you know, that razzle dazzle of the, you know, the girl.
It was a girl takeover. This
exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Period.
a lot of it ain't because of that, which I'm happy about. So it worked so well because I feel like Tani is such a great person, and that we work really well together.
She's honestly amazing.
Guys,
I first met you in first year, like little like sidetrack, and I remember she was in my seminar. I was like, "Who is this girl?" Like one thing about Tani, she will never look bummy. Tani, no, guys,
her fit's always nice.
So you will never. I've never seen you like looking rough. Not that I want to, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
I was like, handbag. She's come in. Long hair, she's like, come on in the room. I said, who is this babe?
She gives like Legally Blonde. I told her the black version because she loves pink as well. I told her, and she literally started saying, "That's my dream." She has fulfilled it at this university because she's well known for pink.
Yeah, oh guys,
well known.
If you don't know Tani's favorite color by now, you actually haven't been on this campus.
Exactly.
But Tani, what's it like being VP for you?
Honestly, it's definitely been a roller coaster of different emotions. Like, reiterate what Aneesa said, having Aneesa like by my side is also, and also being able to support her has been one of my favorite things in the role. Like, it wouldn't have been the same if anyone else was president. Like, Aneesa is someone of such great character, and like how she deals with things in ACS is just so like inspirational. Like, I remember there were certain situations where I was like, if I was Aneesa, I'll be shouting at this person, like, come on, Aneesa, shout at them. And then Aneesa would be like, okay, it's okay, you know, I understand. I'm just like, no. But it's like, the way she carries herself is so amazing and so inspiring to see. And I just like, I think she's like, honestly, Aneesa, everyone should aspire to deal with situations like sure. Aneesa does, because she's not
so better than me sometimes.
So much better. She's not quick to anger, you know, she's very peaceful, very like understanding. And I feel like that's what like a good society needs, of course, yeah. But I've loved it, and I've also hated it in certain regards, you know. So yeah, if I'm being honest,
be honest.
Yeah,
like even what you mentioned about your Grace, like Great even said that in the first episode. He was like, I was explaining to you as well.
Great, watch it.
No, Great is quite, you better. Great sometimes could be like very like looking militant,
definitely,
arms up, get yourself in line, and then you're more so like, no, let's take it down a note. Like we can still be that way, but like, calm down.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's why one of the reasons why he couldn't go for president, because he didn't have that yet.
Yeah.
And you being president, he's learnt that, so he's less like that before. So yeah.
Oh, thank you, Grace.
Honestly, Aneesa's taught me a lot about dealing with situations and just being a better version like of myself when it comes to presidency. So yeah, thank you.
So cute. I'm gonna go home smiling now.
Better.
Smiling.
Better. So, have you guys achieved what you campaign for? Like, if you don't know, presidential cabinet, you guys have a 4-minute speech rather than a 2-minute. So, obviously, there's more things to, like, discuss. So, please, have you achieved what you campaigned for?
So, for the most part, yes. Like, I wanted to do events that were a bit more intimate and that allowed for a greater connection. Obviously, we were able to do fresher speed dating, date and dine.
That was amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Like,
good,
we should have charged.
Yeah.
We should have
cooking out mac and cheese, like.
I'm sure
like
more, yeah.
That's what
that was a great
They got
event.
it for free, and it was you that led that, which was so good.
Yeah, and I'm happy that was executed, because I thought it was such a cute idea and something I would have loved in first year. We brought back the ACS mentoring scheme, and so many people signed up, more than I expected. And I always, till this day, get people coming up to me like, they love their mentors so much, they're so happy that they have them, they've changed their life. And I'm just like, damn, like you never truly understand the impact of something until you actually like hear it. Another thing that I campaigned for, I'm trying to remember, it was a bit of a while ago. One thing that I didn't actually get to do that I campaigned for, I really wanted to do an ACS residential, but it just wasn't able to happen. But guys, if you guys can make it happen next year,
do it.
Hands down, better than me. As of right now, I'm the best vice president. But if you can do that, you'll beat me.
You hear that, Israel?
You hear that?
They got a challenge.
Got challenges, yeah. But I think for the most part, I definitely got to do what I wanted to do and bring to ACS like Tani's touch. So yeah,
I love that, Tani's touch.
Yeah,
I really love that.
Yeah, I feel like you have. I feel like you know what it is, when you are campaigning, you don't actually know what goes into the role, and so like you campaign with all these big ideas and you get in a role
ACS to the moon,
exactly,
like,
and then you deep like, oh, like reality hits. And so I feel like I've executed what I wanted to do. For example, like one of the things was like men's mental health nights, and I'm really glad that the rest of the guys in the exec agree that that's something that should happen. And so I remember they did a men's mental health night, and they did like a FIFA and food. And so Abraham literally came up to me and was like, it was your campaign speech why we were like, let's do it, because you kept saying that it was important. So I'm really glad that they did that, because I feel like ACS, if you look at the statistics, it's heavily on girls, especially memberships. Like, there's a lot more women than men. And so it was nice that the men had their own space to talk and do things that they like, instead of it just all being girls. Because we had the girls, the bring your own bonnet.
Yeah,
we had that event. Yeah, so it's like now they had their own thing too. So I'm happy with that. And then also just the legacy events, and just making sure that the legacy events are even better than they were last year and the following years. And so yeah, I'm happy, to be honest.
Perfect. All right. So obviously, Warwick ACS is such a big society. In fact, we are the biggest in the nation. So thank you. But with that becomes a lot of people's opinions on what ACS at Warwick looks like. So is there a perception of Warwick that you would like, or Warwick ACS that you would like to change? If there is one.
I think there is one, but I also think it's slightly true. Like, there's this perception, but it's actually kind of a reality that members can be kind of stish sometimes. And I feel like when you're in your first year, I honestly feel like you should open yourself up and try as many things as you can, and also give grace. Like, to certain situations. Like ACS, it's also we're also just a year above you. We're just students, you know. But it's
just
like,
a baby.
yeah,
No,
I'm just a baby.
Some of us are
I'm
even
just a
age
girl.
mates.
Yeah, like I'm
I'm
only a
just
couple
a
months
girl.
older than you. Do you get what I mean?
Literally. So I think there's this perception that Warwick ACS members can be a little bit stush, and to some part, like, no, because people actively get involved in Afro fairs, like actively come to things, like kind of show their personality, but there's still that kind of like part of the community that's a little bit like reserved and hesitant. And honestly, I feel like those kind of people are going to look back and be like, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. That's why so many second years took part in Afrofest this year, because they look back and like, why didn't I do that in first year, you know? So I would change that.
That is true.
For sure.
I think also that the stereotype of ACS at work is that we don't know how to have fun. They think that we come here and we're just pen and pencil straight writing, like we're just all nerds. And I feel like we need to understand that a lot of us are just like regular schmegular people, but we're also very good at academically. And so it's like we still want the same things that other people want, which is like, community, social events, like have fun, dance, singing. And so I feel like a lot of people are like, oh wow, you guys actually know how to have fun and have fun well.
Like,
so
thanks.
so they were really shocked, like, okay, you guys' events are not all just serious, and you have good fun events too. But I think I feel like the big issue more than the whole Warwick ACS perception is more like the expectation of what ACS should be.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people think ACS should just be like clubbing, or it should just be like unseriousness. But I feel like because we're at Warwick, a lot of the people's mindset is like, cool, let's have fun, but let's also work hard. Like, let's also use the society to push ourselves forwards. And so I feel like it's a good balance between having fun but also doing like corporate events or doing like upskilling events. So I think
definitely.
it's very beneficial like that.
Like we all go to a good, like we go to work, guys. Like this is no like small
let's
uni.
not
Let's not underpay.
We're all here for that first like.
Do you care what I mean? We all came here for a reason. Like it can't be when you come to uni you forgot. You just left your brain back in where you came from. Like no, not at all. Speaking about that, we all do law here.
Yes.
And law is also a big bad degree. How has that been? Not only doing law, but managing a society, the pair of you, like, how is managing that?
Hey.
It's hard. It's really hard. Like it showed me pepper. Like I think also because I do a joint honours degree and stuff, and like everything's like kind of merged at the same time. And obviously, like especially me and Aneesa, we were both trying to pursue like corporate law, and we were going to like events, we were doing applications. It was literally like, it was overwhelming, I can't lie. And it made me just think like I'm definitely putting a lot into ACS right now. And that's why I think even though I had my pink color coded Google Calendar, everything, it was like just the execution of my organization skills wasn't working out as well for me. So I think it was definitely hard, like I'm not gonna lie.
No, I agree, it was challenging. I think what Tani said, but like as in your calendar will be your best friend if you want to do well in both.
That time tree?
Yeah, time tree, to-do list. Like I wouldn't be able to survive without any of them. Like every day, I even got my one for today and tomorrow on there, and I just tick everything off. So with the law, because it's so heavy as well, and it's not just studying the degree, like Tani said, it's like all the applications and insight days, and you need to be making connections if you want to really get in, especially as Black women. It's like you often don't have your foot in the door already when you're born, so you have to push your way through. So I feel like that's been a lot. And also because I work in London, that whole ACS presidency and working and then also doing law, it was a lot. But I feel like it's manageable, and I feel like the grace of God has actually saved me this year. Because this year's exam season was better than first year. First year I wasn't even doing anything. Like what was I actually doing? And so I feel like grace has carried me through that exam season, because what was happening when I was doing exams. And so I'm actually surprised that it went so well. But I think organisation is what helped that a lot as well on my part.
You hear that, Chico and Israel?
Organisation.
Organisation. And maybe don't like get too many responsibilities. Like I think I did that. I signed up to everything and anything. Like I was even on like law ball subcommittee. I was working 2 jobs.
That.
All of that. It's like it just didn't make sense practically, because it's like I can't execute all these things to perfection, and I'd rather do things to a good standard than I'm doing a lot of things to a bad standard, if that makes sense. So that, some quick advice to you.
So my last question for this question round is, if you could take anyone else's role on the exec, what would it be and why? So we have treasurer, secretary, careers, sponsorship, events, PR, sports.
For this like specific year, like what would I have?
Like if you could rerun,
and it's gonna be this year.
Yeah.
Events officer.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I feel like I would have taken an events officer, and I would have liked to be more so on the ball side of planning rather than Afrofest. Still Afrofest, but I think events officer, because I just feel like I like planning things and organising things, and I feel like for vice president you can obviously help and assist, and don't get me wrong, I love my role, but I think events you're kind of thrown into it. But I think the hesitancy to go is that you're literally the direct person that's always responsible for that event, and it can be stressful. But I think I would have gone events officer.
That's so crazy because you picked events officer for ball and I would have picked events officer for Afro-Fest.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like we're to be in the same role. Yeah.
So you be events as well?
Yeah, I'd pick events.
You guys are just always finding each other.
Because Afro-Fest, I did it first year and I did it second year, and it's honestly the highlights.
We even watched it. Like we watched the scissor part. All of the
all the lights.
Yeah. All the stars. That's the song.
All the stars, yeah.
And we saw it. We were mesmerized.
It was so good, wasn't it?
That part was good.
I love it. And so it was just like, that was my first experience of meeting people on campus, and then doing it again second year and like being part of like, oh, this is like under your society. I feel like, to me, I just love it. And I feel like what other ACS is doing a whole 3-hour production, like there's no one, like this puts us out there.
And getting special artists here, like
exactly, Cheeky One Asen.
In fact, they are now copying us. They are now copying us. I'm not gonna say which university have now decided to make their own Afro-Fest, like Afro-Best or something.
Afro-Best. Well, they know they could eat it like Warwick.
But we just want to know that is a legacy. We've been here
12 years now.
Yeah, so you could try.
Don't play.
But it's right. No, you know what you should see it as, like, we're inspiring other ACS.
Like, I don't even mind
push
because
further.
we're all growing, we're all bettering ourselves. Just remember the blueprint.
Yeah, let's just remember where you came from.
Imitation is the best, the biggest form of flattery. Is that what they say?
And so, like, definitely Afro-Fest, because I feel like I'm quite creative and it would just allow me to razzle that.
Yeah,
I love that. Okay, so moving on to like our general topics, guys. We are all black women here, and we are proud. But with that comes very many big expectations. Like being at uni, being like the faces of a society, do you feel like there's expectations for you, and like do you feel like the constant need to fulfill them?
Yes, definitely. There's so many expectations in different regards. I think one is like, because we're like both female, like in the presidency team, I think they look at us as like not weak, but like, okay, they need to help us, or they need to like maybe mansplain things to us. So it's like, no, I get it. Like I'm telling you, like I don't believe in dictatorship, but I feel like sometimes there's a hierarchy there for a reason, you know. And I feel like, I think people look at us slightly differently because we are females. Like maybe like we can't lead in the way that's necessary to, or most typical to, like to be like, this must be done now, you need to do this now. And I feel like when we did step in certain elements of that, it was kind of received with like a lot of backlash, which is understandable. But I feel like had it been a man in certain situations, it would have been like, Fairs, this is just how he talks, this is just how he speaks, you know? Like I feel like a lot of excuses are not really like, all grace is not extended to females. We're expected to kind of be perfect and not make mistakes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like the whole perception of this feminine energy, that you're like a black woman should have feminine energy, but at the same time we're also perceived as quite aggressive. So it's like when you're in a role of leadership, you need to sometimes be quite firm, otherwise people don't listen. And so when you become firm, it's like people take it as like, oh, this girl's aggressive now, or like that's out of character, that's not how she should act. But it's like, you have to understand, in leadership roles, it doesn't matter if it's a male, female, or any race, like they're gonna have to be firm at some points, and you shouldn't take it as like, this is out of character for her. You have to understand it's the role. So I feel like, like, if, for example, say if Great was president and he got onto guys would be like, okay, great.
Great.
But if I got,
if you did the same thing, it's like, Aneesa, why are you talking like that?
Like,
I don't appreciate that.
You're the worst person in the world. Why would you say that?
And it's just because I feel like naturally we don't really speak like that. But you have to understand that it's the role that invokes certain behaviour that has to be out there in order for it to get done.
And sometimes you have to detach the person from like the role. So for example, like let's say, I don't know, like, and there's an exec member doing a really bad job at something, I'm not coming in to attack you, I'm not attacking, but I'm focusing on the problem at hand, because the best way to do so is to tackle the problem. Like, forget you as a person, I may absolutely adore you, but you're doing a bad job. It's even if Aneesa was coming to tell me an issue, like I may be upset because she's my friend, but it's like, I'm also a vice president, and I have to remember, like, there's a.
I totally get that.
Yeah, that detachment between friends. A lot of people knew each other on execs. So it's like, when you now need to have a tough conversation with that person, it's like, oh, that's also my friend, and I don't want to offend you, but there's this that needs to be talked about. And so I feel like separating that at some moments is really important.
Yeah, because not saying that you guys did this to me, because we've never had this, but like, I know, like, if I was to speak to someone, a member of exec, they'll be like, hey, Jenny, like, act up. And like I start like, oh my gosh, like you hate me. You actually hate me, but it's so right. It's like, it's not you as a person, like it's just we want the role to be better, and like you can do it. That's why we're talking to you. Because if we knew you couldn't do it, we wouldn't bother. So that's actually very important, and I'm happy you guys touched on that. Are there any other expectations you feel like you have to constantly fulfill?
I guess like it's I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like when you're in like the image of ACS, because I think I didn't deep how big ACS was truly until I was in it. It's like people know you before like you even know them. So like I'll be walking on campus and I'll see someone and they're smiling at me, and I'm like, I'm kind of thinking like, why is this person smiling at me? Like, do I know them? Because it's like I'm really good with like names and faces, but it's like I don't know, I've never seen this person before, but it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's because of this. Like I feel there's always this expectation to be like, I don't know, like talking to people actively and think people that you don't even know and stuff. And like naturally, because of the person I am, like I would say I'm somewhat friendly, so like I feel like I can do that. But I feel like you're always expected to be on, like never have a dull moment, never be sad, never I don't know, like look bummy or something, never be caught bad, you know, like caught in 4K or something. So it's like you're always expected to be on and ready. It's like they expect I'm a vice president 24 hours.
Yeah,
you know?
You're not Tani first, you're vice president first, then Tani. I feel like the expectation is that you have to be perfect all the time, like perfect in every situation, perfect in what you do, and perfect in how you behave, which is, I understand it's a call for excellence, which is like everyone tries to fulfill it, but sometimes it feels like a lot of pressure. Like even if you're walking home, like you could be walking home and some people are there looking at you like, oh my gosh, that's the president, and you're like, you might just be tired or you might just be upset, and you're like, you can't do anything.
Famous.
And now I feel like
can't even go to Tesco
exactly
anymore.
on a small aspect, I see what it's like to be in the public eye, and I feel like that call to always be perfect, and it's like even when you are perfect, you're gonna get criticism.
Literally.
And no matter what you're gonna do, you're gonna get criticism. So it's like, and even through that criticism, you're expected to respond to that perfectly and still act perfectly, even though you might be a bit hurt by what's said or what's done, or you might even have your own personal things that's going on. But because you're expected to be perfect, you can't let any of that affect your role and your life. So it's a bit difficult in terms of you have to be really good at compartmentalizing everything, because otherwise it will just bleed into everything. It wouldn't work.
Wow. It's been so interesting. Thank you guys for that. Oh my gosh. So now we're going to go into our Am I the Waste Man segment. So if you guys don't know, you have to know now, because this is actually episode 3 or like 4. It's been many episodes. So basically I'm going to read submissions on Reddit and we're going to determine whether they're the waste man or not.
Alright,
so based on the title, am I the waste man for not paying for my girlfriend's mum's flight?
To where and for what? That's my
like, that's the lawyer. Come on.
Is it to Paris?
I need some. Is there context on this?
No, there's gonna be context.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
But like, what we feeling right now?
I'm 50-50. I need a bit more.
Okay. So my girlfriend's mum is planning to take a holiday to the country we are currently living in. Okay, so that they didn't say where.
Okay.
My girlfriend is from a Southeast Asian country, so pretty far away.
Okay.
I went to visit her family for the first time a couple months ago, and now my girlfriend's mum wants to visit us here. My girlfriend told me she's paying for the flights for her mum, but after she told me 3 times how expensive the flight is, I read this as a hinting to me to chip in. I would have no problem contributing a little bit if it wasn't the case that my girlfriend has a really high salary, way more than me. Plus, she lives here for free in my house. She's able to save 80% plus of her salary each month, so she has no problem paying for the flight. So, am I the waste man for suggesting I could help out paying? For not suggesting, sorry.
I feel like there's so much to unpack.
But my initial reaction is no. Because, my initial reaction, okay. As a woman, you want your man to be able to be like, hey, babe, I got it for you. And that's like every woman's dream, low-key, in their subconscious. Like, you might not admit it, girls, the independent girls might not admit it, but you want your man to be like, yeah, I got it. But at the same time, if you look at the context, like, she's living in his house for free. He's paying the bills already. And also, her money is higher than his. So you should understand you're not dating within your means right now. This man is earning less than you, and thus you might have to pick, and he's still picking up the bills for the house. You might have to pick up some extra costs here and there. So if you're saving 8% and it's not going to affect you, but my man still has to pay the bills and everything else, I think she needs to see some guidance in the fact that it's your mum. She wants to visit you. You've got the money to, and you've got the means to. Then in this aspect, I feel like he could maybe chip in a tiny bit, but I can't lie. You need to pay for your money.
She'll say to you like, you're so expensive.
Yeah, it's so
like,
expensive.
It's so
if your man is earning less, then what's he supposed to do?
I feel like it's an interesting one because I would say like no, but in an ideal world, like of course you would want like your man to kind of pay for that. But I think the important thing here is that the girlfriend and boyfriend, they aren't married, so it changes. So yeah, don't forget that.
You ain't my husband.
You ain't my husband.
So true. It's so true.
So it changes the dynamic of things a little bit, and I do feel like she should pay because she has the like greater capacity to. However, I feel like to spin off on this, like if it was a marriage, what do you guys think about like your husband earning less than you in a marriage?
Oh, Tani wants to be asking this question now. Okay.
That's why when I heard that, I was like, wait. He said significantly higher.
Yeah.
Significant.
Yeah, that's like 200k and 50k.
Wow. You know what it is? I have no issue with people earning their money. Earn what you want and do what you need to. But I feel like I have a certain expectation of how I want to live my life.
Yeah.
And I know what I will be earning. And so it's like, it doesn't really make sense for me to be married to someone who earns significantly less, who cannot keep up with that lifestyle that I want to live.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I feel like
arguments.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, a lot of men, they will feel like their egos have been attacked, or they'll feel inadequate because you know, people make jokes, or he might internalize the fact that, oh cool, I can't afford the things that I want, or my wife is treating me, I'm not treating her, like, and he'll feel like it's role reversal. So a lot of the time they end up having like this resentment with you because of that money. Exactly. And so it's like, I feel like if it's a bit under, it's not that deep. If it's like around, like, we're talking the same tax bracket but a bit under, it's not that deep. If it's above, guys, hey, we ain't going. Exactly. But I feel like if they're able to live around the same means as me, then it's okay. But I need someone that is on the same speed as me, if that makes sense. What about you guys?
I'm personally like not for it too much. Like,
no,
she's like, that's not me.
That's not me. Not too much. Like obviously, like if it's like, okay, it's in the same range, okay, I can like manage. But obviously if it's drastically different and we're married, I feel like it's gonna have to be a conversation as to how we're gonna talk about him progressing forward to like a higher salary.
You're a project manager.
Yeah, like, okay, so what are we gonna do to better yourself? What are we gonna do to make sure that you get there? Because it's like, not that I equate like his salary to like his worth, because of course not. It's not, but it's like, I believe in quite like traditional roles to some extent, and I feel like the man should be the provider of the household. And if I'm assuming the role of provider of the household is I feel like men just are gonna like, it's like a bruise to the ego, so he's gonna take it out on me. So it's like, let's say that he can't afford to get me this really nice bracelet that I want to get, so I get it for myself. It's like he's gonna be annoyed that I got the bracelet. It's like,
you still got it.
I deserve a good life, you know. So it's like, I think with those things, I do feel like it's better, or situations are much easier when the man is earning more and stuff. But that doesn't like mean that the woman should be doing nothing at all. I feel like that comes with certain responsibilities. But that's where I'm at. What about you, Jenny?
Personally, like I'm looking at the fact that it says girlfriend. Like for me, I'm quite a balanced person. I feel like, especially like in relationships, I will feel like I'll need to owe you if you pay for my mother's. Like, I don't want it to be like you're dangling that over my head. Like, well, your mom is here because of me. Like,
no,
don't
I hate that.
Don't do that. I really dislike
the fact that she's already living in a house without paying anything as well.
Because girlfriend, like, it changes the dynamic.
Exactly. So like, I don't want you to use that against me in an argument. Like, well, you wouldn't be living in here if it wasn't for me. Like,
get out.
Like, that's why I think it's so important to have your own money. Like,
sure.
But that's what she's doing. So she's saving 8%. Is she saving for her own life?
Like, she can live for any minute, bro.
She's thinking, oh, I moved to this country, I'm living with him for free, let me save my money and get my mansion. Is that what she's doing?
She's saving so much money for
like,
she got like an exit plan or something.
Yeah, she is.
Like, someone said, like, not to be that guy, but like, I think you might need to revisit why she's living in your home for free.
Yeah. Especially if she's earning so much more than you. Why are you struggling? Like why are you actually struggling?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what are you providing then? What is she providing to the table? Because you're not even married. You don't have kids. Like, if I'm thinking like she's living there for free and she's saving her money, then in my head I'm thinking, cool, then she might help with the child rearing or the household. But if right now I'm thinking that he's paying, it feels like you have a lodger that's not paying rent. Like, that's what it feels like.
It's what they call you have a squatter.
Yeah, property law type vibe.
You have a squatter. Which when she said that told me, she said the house is mine. Adverse possession. She was listening in property.
She's gonna take that key, she's gonna lock you outside with your bag.
This is my land. This is my land.
I've got an interest in
it. You see the mum is coming over to scope the house that she'll be living in.
Now watch, there's not just the mum that comes.
There's the whole family.
Like,
yeah,
8 members. Get out.
Wow.
So yeah, scheme. I think the fact is a girlfriend, I feel like they're not the waste man for not paying. But I generally think that if they're thinking of like marrying this person and stuff like that, you might need to consider how her family works
Yeah.
and like the culture.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah,
says
they
like
have to.
Southeast Asian countries. So I don't know if that's completely similar to like African Caribbean culture where the traditional roles are like very present. So if that's not for you,
Then you need to
Yeah, you need to
reevaluate.
that
reevaluate
don't
certain
subject
things.
eternity towards that.
Yeah.
But if you
100.
love it, I love
That's
that
for
for you.
you.
Yeah.
I like it if you love it. But if you're my husband and it's now like I'm trying to fight you, like, hey babe, like I don't know, like if I must pull it out of you for you to offer.
But at that point, I feel like if you're married, your money is our money, my money is our money. So like, no. Okay, I hear about having your own accounts, but a lot of the time, some of the money will go
No,
to
it's
a
like
joint
two
account.
become one. So
Yeah.
it's like joint
So I feel
account.
like
It's like
they-
we'll just take it out.
Exactly. At least if you agreed, okay, certain percentage goes into the joint account.
No,
if
you're
you
right.
wanted it out the joint account, maybe you could agree, okay, some comes out the joint and then I pay for the rest or something. But you're not
Yeah.
even married to have joint accounts, so why are you
Do you
asking
get
to
what I
pay?
mean? And even that is actually very scary if you're having a joint account
And you're
your
not even married.
girlfriend
Not
is-
married. Like what the
Guys,
heck?
don't
Run
do
up,
that.
I feel like there's just certain things that you shouldn't do before
Yeah.
you get married. You know that I feel like this generation is normalizing, and it's just leading to so many breakdown in relationships because like you're running before you're even walking. It's just like why do you have a joint account and you're not even
And
married?
you're upset while you're tripping because you didn't learn how to walk.
You didn't learn how to
man.
walk,
You didn't learn
mate.
how to walk.
When you look and it's cleared out and his new girlfriend has the money, you'll see why.
Yeah.
Exactly. You go like in Santander, you put in your pin in zero.
Zero.
It's even
He
overdraft.
took the money and he flew out to Turks and Caicos.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow, that was very specific.
What is the backstory behind that?
But yeah, what were you thinking? Are they the waste man for that one?
No.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they're the
don't
waste
think
man.
so.
Not the
Like,
waste man.
I'm actually quite concerned because like the fact that you even come to Reddit to ask people, I think inside yourself, like you know the answer.
Yeah. You know it's validation.
Yeah, for any of the Reddit stories that we've been reading, like for you to come to strangers to come and
Yeah.
ask, it's like you kind of know.
Yeah. But I feel like that's such an interesting way of dealing with your problems. You go on
Mm.
Reddit and put on the world for everyone to know your problem.
Yeah.
Like, I
Sometimes-
don't know.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that validation from people. Obviously
sure.
from an anonymous
But I'm so sorry, my
account, like-
friends. But
Yeah.
People I don't know because now what if I'm wrong? I just have guys saying me like, yeah, you're the waste man.
oh, someone across the world is saying you're an idiot.
You're
Wow.
a big fat waste man.
Wow. Or imagine if the person who they're talking about ends up finding it, or it goes on socials and their family
That has
finds
happened
it.
before.
I'll be like,
that has happened before.
I'll be like, it
Someone
wasn't
even risk
me.
it.
It wasn't me. I don't know who.
She's doing a shaggy. She's doing on
like, you got evidence? you got me a 4K?
Wow.
It wasn't me.
That was a funny story. Alright. Moving on. So obviously we're now leaving our roles, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
bittersweet. Like
Yeah.
finally stress free, but also like what time has
Yeah.
passed so quickly.
It really has.
So as you guys embark on your amazing journeys, what advice do you guys have for yourself for the future, if any? I know it's a big one. That
Yes,
one.
a
isn't
big
it?
one,
Yeah.
honestly.
I would say that it's okay to put yourself first sometimes. I feel like I was very adverse to that. Like I kept thinking, oh, but how about this person? What about if this person feels, or if there's something that say I wanted and someone else wanted, I would never say, oh, I want it. I would let them have it. But it's like sometimes you have to put yourself first,
Yeah,
even
you
like
do.
mentally, physically, all these other things. Like you can't be pouring from an empty cup. And I feel like I was trying to do that at some points this year, and I was wondering, why am I killing myself? Like, why am I feeling like I'm dying? It's because I'm pouring from an empty cup. And so I feel like understanding when to say no to certain things because you need to put yourself first, or even simple things like plans, and you have no valid reason as to why you don't want to go, but you're just tired. It's like in my head, being tired is not a valid reason to not go somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's like that should be a valid reason. If I'm seriously tired or really exhausted and like this is the only time I can spend by
Rest.
myself, I should be able to say no and feel okay with that. So I feel like being okay with putting yourself first at some instances is very important for me. Yeah.
What about you, Danny?
I think mine's like loving myself enough to make sure that like I'm not like doing excessively much. I feel like since I was little, I've always gotten validation from doing the most. Like I told you guys, like I would do prom committee, school council, dance, like this. I would join like everything, like trying to be prom queen and stuff. And it's like obviously those things are great, you know, but it's like even without that, I'm still like more than enough, and I don't have to do all those things for like validation. And I feel like sometimes, especially next year, I just like pray that my future self will just chill, relax and breathe and just like kind of focus on doing things that are like that make me completely happy, you know. But yeah, like I just think loving myself enough to kind of just chill out a bit, you know. It's okay. Yeah.
I don't want to catch you seeing you do 30 things next year, man.
I will
You know what I'm saying?
because you're gonna be in Brazil. I will find you.
Yes, and stop her. Just even ban her from every society. Send out one email chain. She's banned.
So obviously we know who's now the current president and current VP.
Yep.
So, Tani, do you have any advice for Israel?
Yeah, I do. Israel, I think my advice for you is just like trust your gut, you know, like obviously we've had conversations and we've spoken about things, and I have full faith that you're going to be able to do an amazing job in this role. I think make sure that you have a good foundation of friendship within your role, like especially with the president, like because that is the, I think, foundation of the whole of ACS, you know. Also make sure that you appreciate all the work and dedication that like every single exec member is putting in, like not to divert here, but like I'm just so grateful for all of you, like even right now being here with Jenny, like literally we finished our ACS term and but she's still here filming the podcast, and it's like we are so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful for all the exec members this year in every single like way, honestly. Like even though I'm not gonna lie, we've had our differences, but the dedication has been amazing this year. So I think just taking time to appreciate your exec members, Israel, is what I can just truly guide you to. But I know you're going to do great. I know you're going to like build on the legacy that we've been building, you know. Amen. Amen. And so I think just trust your gut, you know, and just like make sure that you do what you think is right for the society, not for people, not for yourself, but what you think is best for ACS in itself.
Yeah.
Perfect. What about for you? What would you say to Chico?
Chico, I feel like the biggest advice is learn how to lead yourself first, because I feel like if aspects of your life are not sorted, or if you as a person are not, like you're not leading yourself in a way that you need to, then it's really basically impossible to lead a society, because it's based on, like, it feels like the weight is on your shoulders. And so I don't want to pressure, like, to give you that pressure, but ensure that you as a person are like, you are happy in terms of your decision making, you're happy in terms of trusting your gut, you're happy in terms of like your mindset and like being strong in certain areas and knowing when to be like peaceful in certain areas, so that you can lead the society. Because at the end of the day, they often look to you, and if you're not showing yourself, it's very hard to then direct other people on what to do. So I'd say ensure that you are at a level, or even working towards a level where you're confident in yourself that you can do this. Like, just tell yourself, even if you're working on it, tell yourself you can do this, because you can. Also understand that although people look to you, not everything is on your shoulder and on your head. Like, this is a team effort. Although it might feel like everyone turns and says, oh, but you're president, understand that it's not just you. Like, things will work out. Guys, how many times something's happened and we're thinking, how is this going to work out?
When that Afro-Fest,
bro,
after like 5 times or something,
every day it was something.
Ball was like planned in
on
like
the
10
rocks,
seconds.
exactly.
So, like,
Ball was actually planned in 10 seconds. It's crazy.
Literally.
So there's always going to be something. There's going to be some mishap. There's going to be something that went wrong. But just have faith. It's actually going to work out, because
it will.
I don't understand how ACS went so well this year, because it just worked out.
It did. It worked out. Things worked out.
Exactly. And the people on your team care as much as you do. So don't think that you need to be the problem solver of everything. Like, there's other people to help you. And so, yeah, just breathe and lead the best you can, and know that it's going to work out.
Keep calm and carry on.
Yeah.
Like,
You've got this, guys. You've got this. I trust you.
This new presidential office, I'm excited.
So before you guys sign out, where can we find you? Like, do you have anything to promote where we can come and see your journey? You don't have to, Rashon didn't.
Let me see.
All right. Well, so as of right now, like, obviously you can just find me on my Instagram, but like that's not what we're trying to get here. So I am starting some new things this year, so stay tuned.
So this girl said she's gonna rest.
Wait, but this is like included, like it's not including my rest, but these are the only like 2 things I'm doing. Apart from that, I'm chilling, but I will be dropping them very, very soon. So stay tuned, please, and support my new projects. Thank you so much.
Can we, like, where would we release this? Like on Instagram?
I think, Instagram. I might drop it into the WhatsApp ACS group chat.
Guys, follow Tani's Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Mine's Tani, and then ILEMOBOLA. Ilemobola.
Yeah, she spelled out.
Don't get it wrong.
Don't get it wrong.
Spell it out for them.
What about you, Aneesa?
You can find me on Instagram at Aneesa.williams7. I feel like I want to be my TikTok bag this year, because I have TikTok, but I don't use it. Like, I don't, because I feel like it's a wormhole. Like, you end up in there and it's 6 a.m. and you're still on it. But I feel like I really want to post this Brazil experience.
You have to.
I really want to. And I feel like it's even just for me as well to just look back at it.
You have to.
Yeah, so you can find me on TikTok, because I will be posting now. It's Aneesa Williams 7. So yeah, guys, watch the Brazil vlogs, you know. Live vicariously through me.
Okay,
I will.
I want it.
All right then, guys. But basically at the end of the episode, I'm going to get you guys to do one more thing. to say your name, your outgoing role, and that this is you signing out.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it. Okay. Sorry. This is Tani. Wait, do I say sorry? I messed up.
No, it's okay.
So I say like I'm the vice president.
Your outgoing vice president.
Okay.
And this is me signing out.
This is Tani. I'm the outgoing vice president, and this is me signing out. Peace out.
This is so emotional because I felt like this is the actual end of ACS.
Yeah, it was a bit heavy.
Wow. Okay. It's Aneesa, the outgoing president, signing out. Mwah.
Damn, guys, we finished.
I'm finished.
I'm free. I'm joking.
I'm killing it.
Wait. Oh my
We
gosh,
love it, we love
guys.
Don't say it was recorded.
It wasn't recorded.
You're lying.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, you can see my face. I'm like, you know what? I can't lie. I'm ready to scrap this girl. Like, Jenny, what are you talking
He's
about?
like hospitality, but his hands would be flying.
Literally, like, why am I hearing voices if it wasn't recorded?
But yeah, guys.
Have you do that to everybody?
No, only for you guys.
Wow, guys, you see how our team treats us?
You guys need to go through it.
This is the heartache that they be giving us.
Yeah.
But I love that. That was so good. Like, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bobbin.
It reminds me of, have you watched, I think it's Vogue, What's in My Bag? Or something.
What's in my bag? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Guys, look at my keys. This is my favourite thing in my bag probably right now.
Oh, I
Oh, so
love
much
having
pink.
keychains.
And I have a lip conditioner. Why am I showing the mic like it's Alright,
The best part, this is still recording, so keep going.
okay, well, I have an alarm as well. I keep pulling it out accidentally. I'm not
it's
gonna
really
pull it out
loud.
now. It's really loud.
Let's even just get the.
What's in your bag?
I have some water.
Yeah.
You know, H2O, really important. I have some alcohol wipes.
Oh, I said alcohol. Just
That's
alcohol.
freaking whoa.
Oh yeah. It's kind of ripped right now, but there you go.
What are they for?
Like
Wiping.
my hands.
Okay. I don't know. No, she just said like.
I have my P. Louise lip oil.
Oh, so you got two lip things. I love
Yeah,
that.
and then I also have some lip gloss as well.
So everything's
Everything is pink.
I have a scrunchie.
It's pink.
Okay, sorry guys.
No,
No, I love it. I love
I have my
pink.
That is your
AirPods.
brand.
I have my AirPods. I think that's almost everything
And
I
your
have.
brush.
I have a hairbrush.
I have the same hairbrush.
I think I have that one as well.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
hold
have the
on.
same one
No,
as well.
wait, not us all
Mine's
twinning with the AirPods.
Wait, hold
the same brush. Primark in it.
Get into it. Girls, if you need to get a hairbrush, get it from
Yeah,
Primark.
it was literally like £1.50.
Okay.
It was 150.
And that's all I have, but usually I also have a reading book in there.
G Studios.
Yeah, so do you see I have stuff in it?
I was upset that I had to bring this. I didn't even want to bring it.
Let's not even look at my bag, yeah?